Shaked for that wonderful presentation and for being here again. You touched upon the fact that this event was supposed to take place on Tuesday, but because of the complex political situation in Israel, we had to move it to Thursday. You're welcome any day of the week, any time of the year to Beth Jacob. But can you elaborate a little bit on that, on the razor-thin majority, on the fragile nature of the coalition in Israel today?
So after the Minister of Defense decided to leave the government, we left with a government of 61 out of 120 Knesset members. So it's considered to be a narrow coalition, but actually we managed. You know, we just needed to stay in the Knesset on Monday and Wednesday. We manage, and the election will be between March and November. November is the original date, and actually it depends on the Prime Minister now when will be the election. From our side, of course, we want that this coalition will last, and we hope that it will end in November.
And as I understand it, one of the main reasons why you and Minister Bennett decided to stay in the coalition was because of the particularly precarious security situation. Can you share a little bit what you're able to share with us about the threat from Hamas in the south and the general threats, and why is it such an extraordinary security situation, which was the reason why we felt that it was wrong that the defense minister left the government, but you felt that Bayit Yehudi should stay in the government. What's unique about the security situation now, from what you could share?
Israel facing few challenges, few security challenges. Two of them are in the north. One is that the Hezbollah, the terror organization in Lebanon, is now working to produce precise missiles that can target any place in Israel. And this is a strategic threat on Israel, something that it's a red line for us. And we will not agree that they will do that. The second challenge is the fact that Iran is trying to entrench itself into Syria. And unfortunately, only Israel can prevent it, because the other, United States and Syria has other headaches in the Middle East. So in the end, it's Israel's decision not to allow Iran entrench itself into Syria. And those two challenges are a huge one for us to deal with in the north. Also, of course, in the south, we have all the conflict with the Hamas. You probably heard that the Hamas just shoot about 500 missiles on the southern cities of Israel two weeks ago. And we definitely will not be able to agree to such an attack next time.
Thank you. Thinking about your role as a justice minister, so recently there was a particular BDS activist who was forbidden by the government from entering the country. And if you could share a little bit about why that's important to the government to prevent certain people from entering. But part of the question is that my understanding is that the Supreme Court overruled that and allowed her to come into the country. So can you share a little bit about the dynamic also between the government and the Supreme Court, and who's in control and who should be in control?
Okay, regarding Lara El-Qassam, I can tell you that here in the United States, you are much tougher in the borders than in Israel. And Israelis don't get visa for less than what she did. We decided that the heads of the BDS movement will not be able to enter Israel, and she was the head of one of the cells in the universities. As you said, the Supreme Court decided to cancel the decision of the minister. And actually, this is like in the US. Your judges are doing it also from time to time, also sometimes about immigration. In Israel, there is the same debate that you have here in the United States between conservative and between the conservative judges and liberal judges. And I put myself as a main goal to try and shift the judicial system of Israel to be more conservative. I had the opportunity to be responsible of the nomination of 6 Supreme Court judges, so your president has a way to go. Which is 40% out of the Supreme Court. And definitely I try to nominate more conservative judges.
Now, it's the Jewish state of Israel, and your party is the Jewish home, Bayit HaYehudi. Can you share with us a little bit about how is that possible to have a state that's democratic and there's justice for all and there's rights for minorities, but also for it to be Jewish? And how do we integrate the two to have a Jewish home, to have a Jewish state of Israel?
So Israel is a Jewish and democratic state, and I believe, like, by the way, the vast majority of the people in Israel, that the Jewish and democratic can coexist and be parallel values. That not the one value is above the other, but I think that they definitely can be parallel. I don't think that one value contradicts the other. And there are some junctions in which, we are asking ourselves what is more important. For example, regarding immigration, there was an illegal immigration wave from Africa a few years ago, and definitely we decided to put an end to it because we want to keep the character of the state as a Jewish state, and also because Israel can't be the solution for unemployment in Africa. So sometimes, there is a contention, but in general, I definitely think that those two values can coexist.
And we were talking a little bit earlier about the fact that that your party is like a religious Zionist party, the Dati Leumi movement. And so where do you fit into that party? You acknowledge that maybe you're different than some of the others in your level of religion or observance. Where do you fit in, and why do you identify, and how can you be such a great leader of this movement?
So Naftali Bennett and I and Rabbi Ronsky, may rest in peace, we decided to join together to the Jewish home because we believed that Orthodox and secular can work together in politics as long as we share the same values. And since I share the values of the Datim Leumim, the Orthodox Zionists, I decided to join the party. And actually, on the last election, I was selected for the first place in an open primaries. So it means that it works.
Wow.
And, when I decided to join the Jewish home, I spoke with Rabbi Ronsky and Naftali Bennett, and I told him, and we told one another, we are working together and fighting in the army. We are studying together in the universities. So as long as we share the same values, the values of the Zionist Orthodox, I think we can cooperate in the political arena, and it will just strengthen actually our values and strengthen our power in the political life. And definitely for the next election, we are planning to get more mandates and maybe more people like myself to be part of this party.
We wish you a lot of success in the next election, whenever it is. Tonight's event
we
really...
need your prayers.
We'll try our best. We'll say an extra prayer on Shabbat. This event celebrates, as we mentioned, the relationship between Israel and the diaspora community. So, we love Israel, and we're so excited to have this event. And we visit Israel. Many of the members have homes in Israel. Some have children studying in Israel. But it's a beautiful shul and community, but we're here. Can you share with us what you feel is the role of diaspora jury? What is the place of us over here? Maybe we should move to Israel. What's the role of our community?
Yeah, I think the role of your community and the jury in the United States is to keep eye on Israel. And actually, I think that the Jews in the United States are strategic assets to Israel. You know, I always said that AIPAC is like the defensive shield of the state of Israel. And definitely one of the reasons that Israel is coexist in the Middle East, and Israel is truly, it's a miracle, is the Jews in the United States. So we definitely have a very important role in the existence of Israel. I can tell you that when I see here a big community of Israelis, I keep telling myself I wish they will be going back home. But definitely, I think that the Jews in the United States are very important for the existence of Israel. You know that for many years, Israel looked at the diaspora like a source of two things, aliyah and money. But when Bennett entered the Ministry of Diaspora, he asked himself what the state of Israel can do for the diaspora. And definitely we start to promote a few programs like Taglit, Mosaic, a program of Jewish women that coming to Israel. And definitely we see one of our goals is to strengthen the Jewish identity of the Jews in diaspora.
Okay, thank you so much for that answer. So I guess we should, at least to me, we should want to make Aliyah, but we have a responsibility, a big responsibility and role while we're here. Let's talk for a moment about the battlefield, because for many years, and it's still true today, the battlefield is a traditional battlefield that Israel is on, but Israel has proven to be very, very strong on the battlefield. That battlefield has now changed to be on college campuses, in the halls of Congress, in parliament, and also in the media. So in the media could be a source of challenges for Israel, but also could be the source of bringing out the truth for Israel. How do you see the media playing a role on this issue of spreading the truth about Israel?
So the vast majority of the media in the world are biased against Israel. This is a fact. And sometimes, you know, we see headlines mainly in BBC and Sky, and, you know, it's totally lie or presenting a distorted picture. Here in the United States, you have, you know, the big channels like CNN, Fox, but I think that definitely this is a battlefield that we need to fight in. You have Fox News, which compared to Israel, it's much more balanced. But I think personally that our government is not doing enough in order to fight in that battlefield. And if you can help, or maybe be our ambassadors, it can definitely help us.
Okay, and would you recommend Arutz Sheva? I guess we have, Arutz Sheva is playing a big role tonight.
Okay, now let's talk a bit about Arutz Sheva. Arutz Sheva is the most Zionist media in Israel, and also Arutz Sheva in English is very important. I wish more people would look at Arutz Sheva in English and not at Haaretz.
Arutz Sheva is a great resource of information. Okay, I'm getting this sign that I think we want to wrap up. Did you want to share anything, Minister Shaked, about what you feel as a leader in Israel, as a leader of the Beit HaYehudi party? What is one challenge that you feel is really pressing in Israel, and how you as a leader is confronting and facing that challenge?
So I think that, you know, I can say that my party focus in three main challenges during the last 4 years that we are in this government and in our ministries. One is, as I said, to shift the huge ship of the judicial system from liberal and activist to be more conservative. Second, in the Ministry of Education, is to strengthen the Jewish identity. Third, in the Ministry of Diaspora, is to strengthen the relationship and the connection of the diaspora with Israel, and to strengthen the Jewish identity in the diaspora. And the fourth one is something we are doing all the time, to strengthen the settlements in Judea and Samaria, and that more people will move to Judea and Samaria. And actually, we don't believe that a Palestinian state should be founded in Judea and Samaria. We believe that we need to apply the Israeli law on Area C, and we hope that one day we will do it.
Thank you. And I have confidence that we're going to work together as individuals and as a community to collaborate with you and partner with you in the State of Israel towards those values and goals. So as we wind down, Minister Shaked, you've gone from, 10, 12 years ago as an Israeli activist, as a founder of Israel Shali, then as a member of Knesset, then to Justice Minister. So Minister Shaked, what's next? Prime Minister Shaked? What do you think?
I want another credential in the Ministry of Justice. Just help us with the mandates. It's fine.
Justice with the mandate, that you're happy with you are now. Okay. Thank you so much, Minister Shaked. Deeply honored by your presence, and we're inspired by your being here.